Welcome to Academia Day Cento. I'm Lorraine Rinaldi, your host. Every week we bring you a different chef cooking in the Cento Research and Development Test Kitchen. This is like a fantastic home kitchen, okay? Today I bring you Chef Chino of Hell's Kitchen. Thank you for coming in today.
Not a problem, my pleasure.
What are you making up for us?
Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a Puttanesca. We're going to do like a spin on it. We're going to do a skirt steak. We're going to do some tomatoes, and we're going to do it like a chimichurri sauce on it. This has been marinated with some lime juice. Okay. The acid's going to tenderize a little bit. It's skirt steak. So, I mean, if you have a filet, you don't need to marinate it because it's center cut beef. But I like to work with skirt steak, flank steak.
And that's the filet, that's the center cut?
No, that's like an offcut. It's cheaper, but you have to treat it. So that's why I marinated it. So we got olive oil. As you can see, it's like piping hot.
All right, you've already had this heated.
Yeah, heat it up a little bit.
Olive oil.
Right. Well, Lorraine, I'm going to burn you, so you're going to have to stand back.
I'm standing back.
Well, that's what you want to hear.
Ooh.
So it's going to get a quick sear on these. They got some garlic, so you don't want to burn it. So we're going to lower that a little bit. The biggest problem with the amateur cooks, they want to move the meat around.
You don't want to move it around?
You just let it go. Let it hang out. Because brown is good. And this is one pot cooking. So we're going to use some of these residual browning here to recycle some tomato sauce into it. That's all flavor.
To make your gravy.
Yep. So anyway, so we're going to get some of this brown. While we're doing that, we're going to cut some onions.
Okay.
I like to use the Vidalia onions because they're sweeter. So we're going to bring out some sugar. That's good.
That looks beautiful.
See that color?
Yeah.
And then you're going to let that go a little bit longer.
Okay. But you're cooking at a pretty high temperature.
Yes. This brown is good. Like with any meats, again, like an amateur cook and a professional cook, the thing they don't do is like half the battle, number one, is seasoning your food. And
so you do a little salt, a little pepper?
Yeah, you got to season as you go. You don't, you just kind of want to build layers of flavor. And brown, that's the biggest difference. And this is good. This is not a bad thing. So we're getting nice and brown. It's almost there. We're going to incorporate it back in. We're going to turn this off for a second.
Your cilantro fell off, but that's okay?
Yeah, because this is all part of the flavor. Again, it's going to get all mixed in. Now I'm going to let it rest for a second.
All right.
I'm going to let that rest for a second.
Give it a break.
We're going to get this back on. We're going to add some onions.
Okay.
That we cut. Actually, we're going to put some oil on it first. The onions, you can incorporate all this, and then I'm going to show you what I'm doing with the tomato paste.
Maybe a tablespoon of
oil? Little fat.
Okay.
These are Vidalia onions. They're very sweet. So we're going to deglaze it with some onions.
But you're using the extra virgin olive oil, so it's really healthy.
Yeah, extra virgin olive oil to me is like a condiment. Yeah. That's how I use it. And obviously you always have to salt it. And then we're going to caramelize. It's called caramelizing onion. So this is going to caramelize with this. It's going to look really brown, but it's caramelizing, and it's going to bring out all the sugars. So we're going to get that going. But we're going to add the garlic a little later.
Okay.
And then we're going to deglaze this with some tomato paste. This will bring out the tomatoes.
Okay.
So I'll take a little of that.
This is going to be a very hard recipe to follow. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Everything's a taste?
Yeah, everything's a taste as you go. Okay. Right.
So look at that. It's actually
picking up all the little remnants of the pan.
It actually adds a nice color. I mean, it looks attractive.
The color, yeah.
You said it was going to look brown.
It's going to look brown, red, and it's going to look a little maroon. And then we're going to let that go for a little bit.
Okay.
The thing about good food is you got to have 4 components. You got to have salt, sugar, acid, and bitter. When you have those 4 flavors, you have a perfect food. But you have to be able to divide that up in quarters. And that's how
Not evenly or yes?
Evenly.
Evenly.
Yeah, evenly. 25% of everything, that's good food.
So this is the science behind the chefing.
Right. So that's why I call it acid. So as you can see, I have acid. I have bitter with the garlic. I have the sugar with the onions.
Right.
And I have the savory with the salt. And I have the savory with the anchovies and the capers.
Okay.
So we're going to get these going here. So we're going to pick it up. We're going to pick up all those brown stuff. This is the clam juice right here. We're going to pick up all that brown stuff off the bottom.
Now, will this qualify as surf and turf when we're all done?
You know what? You could be qualified. It's subtle.
In my kitchen.
Subtle surf and turf. You're not going to see a big lobster claw, but it's in there. We've got some fish in there. See that clam juice has picked all that up?
Yeah.
So we're gonna pick that up a little bit, and now we're gonna put some chicken stock.
And you're not afraid of the browning on the bottom. So many people would have said, okay, this is done,
Right.
tossed it in the
No, that's all flavor.
That's all good.
We're gonna add the garlic, because garlic burns. So we're gonna add the garlic now. We're gonna just, again, because it's been pureed with a muddle, you're not gonna see bits of garlic in here, even though I added it after the stock.
Right.
So that's why I do it now.
You're gonna taste the flavor.
Right.
Can't see it.
Okay, so then a little more stock.
What's interesting too is you're not overdoing it. We amateur chefs, and I notice this a lot because I get asked to judge food contests all the time, tend to overdo it. Too much of this, too much of that, because we want to impress.
It's subtle.
The professional chefs, very subtle.
And then here's some capers. Okay. Again, here's the salt. And then the capers are in brine.
And they're muddled as well.
Well, yeah, I chopped it up really good. And they're in brine, so it's got some salt on it. Here's the beautiful anchovies.
Beautiful. Well, they look much better like that.
Yeah, right, because you can't see it.
Right.
If I were to tell you, you know what, you're gonna have some anchovies today,
I would eat it.
You wouldn't eat it.
Now I will.
Right, no, you will. So you picked up all those flavors. As you can see, and then you see all that stuff on the bottom. That's all flavor. Just picked it all up. So now that we're gonna tighten it up. We're gonna allow these flavors to just kind of mold in here. And lastly, we're gonna add some tomato puree.
Now this is what you're calling a there's so many different variations of a Puttanesca sauce.
Right.
But so basically, it's a quick sauce.
It's a quick sauce. You might have to add a little more stock. But
you want to make it a little thinner?
It could be a little bit thinner, but it's going to reduce a little bit as we cook it.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're going to put the steak back into the sauce, so then it all tightens up inside. And then
you want me to do that so I can say I cooked it?
You have to wait a minute though, because I'm going to put some more acid.
Okay.
Here's some limes. So Lorraine, I'm going to cut a lime. This is a good trick I learned. I know, my mom always has a problem with squeezing stuff. She's a small lady. So
Mom does?
Yes. So I always tell mom, like, listen,
look
just
at that.
take a lime.
Right.
And just. That's it.
So you put it in the back of your
a tongue,
yeah,
right, and just squeeze it, and that's it. You get all the juice out.
That's great.
And sometimes limes and lemons aren't in season, and you don't extract as much juice from it. So this is a good way to do it.
That's a good trick. Oh, because that's me. It's trying to squeeze it over again. The seeds pop out. It's a real big mess.
So we're gonna let this reduce. We got enough acid, I think. We got enough salt. We got enough bitter. We got all that stuff going on.
That looks like a really rich sauce.
Doesn't that look good?
Yeah.
Okay. And since you like the meat's been sitting. It's about medium rare right now.
While it's sitting, it's kind of cooking itself inside, right?
Well, yeah, all the juices are reincorporating into the fibers, into the meat. And this
you could eat that just like that.
Right now you could. But since this is a Puttanesca, we're going to put it back into the sauce.
Okay.
You want to help me?
I want to do that because then I'm going to, then I'm going to say that I made the whole meal. This is how it works. So just lay it right in.
Right, lay it right in there.
Am I a good cook?
Yes.
Look at this. Huh?
I like that technique.
Yeah, see that?
So we're gonna let it go into the sauce.
Okay.
And
you want to cover it?
Yeah, we're gonna let it hang out on one side for a little bit. We're gonna turn the heat up a little bit, and then we're gonna let it go. And then we're gonna.
Steaks really like to hang out.
It's called hanging out.
Yeah.
That's what I call it, hanging out.
Technical, a little science, a little.
The worst thing you can do is take steak off the grill and then just eat it.
It needs to sit.
Like the reason why I think a lot of people don't like mid-rare steaks or burgers, it's because of that blood that comes out. That's not appealing to me. No, it's gross.
Yeah.
But if you let it sit there and hang out, a perfect medium and mid-rare, once you bite into it, you shouldn't have anything flowing out.
Okay.
It should just be pink on the inside.
And it would be nice and tender.
Right, because you let it hang out. You let it sit and let all the juices reincorporate. I think that's part of the reason also. People just take it off the grill and start eating right away.
Yeah.
You have to let the meat just let it set and rest.
Okay.
So anyway, we're going to let this.
These tips.
Yeah. This we're going to flip it over. And to make this a little more Spanish, we're going to, instead of taking parsley or basil, we're going to add some cilantro.
Cilantro.
Right. And cilantro is one of those herbs, you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah, and some days I go through both. I just used some the other day on my chili to make it a little different.
Let me smell that.
It's strong.
Yeah, it's strong. Either you love it or you hate it. You just want to break it up because you want to release all the oils from the herbs. So you just kind of release it. You don't need to find it. It's like, and then we're going to flip it one more time.
Okay, and so you're letting the cilantro get buried.
Right. So I'll start thickening up pretty good. Okay. This is going to have a chance to sit down, so we're going to take it out again.
Okay. So this would be one serving?
This would be like a family style,
that's a lot of,
in the back, I have some potatoes that I have boiled. Now this is a big part again. This is a steak. We have to cut it against the grain, meaning the grain's going this way. So if you cut it
against the grain, not with the grain.
Right. So if you cut it this way, but I would like to do it this way because then I would like to just drizzle this sauce all over.
Look at that.
And then some over the potato.
And a wedge of lime.
And voila.
That is beautiful, Chino.
So Spanish Puttanesca chimichurri style.
Chino's Spanish Puttanesca chimichurri style. Looks beautiful, Chino. So where can everybody find you if they want to follow Chino?
Well, right
Hell's
now,
Kitchen Chef.
Yeah, well, right now you can find me on Twitter and Facebook.
Okay, good. As Chef Chino?
Chef Chino.
Okay. That's Chino.
Yep.
And we are Cento.com, Cento. I'm going to teach everybody it's Cento, not Cento. You know?
Cento.
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 Yeah. So what do you do in Italian? We're on Facebook and Twitter as well. Follow us there. If you have some suggestions, a recipe you want to see, a chef you'd like to see, contact us at Cento.com. Ciao.
Thanks.